Let's go back 24 years in our Wayback Machine to WrestleMania 2000. One of the old school WrestleManias we haven't actually covered yet over at somethingtowrestle.com. But if you're looking for information on WrestleMania 4, 5, 6, 7, Lord, just keep going. They're all available at somethingtowrestle.com. That's somethingtowrestle.com. That'll take you right to our YouTube. But our topic today, man, the 16th WrestleMania was not called WrestleMania 16. It was called WrestleMania 2000. It went down at the Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim. Believe it or not, just 4 years after the prior WrestleMania, WrestleMania 12. And Bruce, you've told us before that really things sort of changed for WrestleMania, I think with 17, where you guys started to look less at arenas, more at stadiums and domes and things like that. But hitting a town 4 years later, man, that's something I'm not sure that will happen in Anaheim anytime soon. WrestleMania 4 years apart.
It was a damn good market, and California, Southern California in particular, really, really hot at the time. So it was the perfect place to be, if you will. And the folks at Anaheim Pond, they took good care of us. So even more so, better deals, better time to go.
Do you, as a fan, do you prefer a stadium, a dome, or an arena?
I prefer an arena.
Now,
keep in mind too, is the promoter in me? No, I want to have 50, 60, 70, 80,000 people there. I think that's pretty cool, and it's a hell of a spectacle to be inside of a dome that's packed with enthusiastic people. I think it's a better presentation in an arena, and it's more intimate. It also puts an importance on it and makes those, the tickets and that experience a once in a lifetime. Not everybody can get it, and it's not as plentiful. So there's a big market for that. And I'm claustrophobic anyway, so I kind of like the arenas. But the grandeur that is WrestleMania and that what it had become was one of, man, this grand spectacle with, musical performances and everything that you can imagine that made it larger than life. So, right. It morphed into the need for a stadium just so you can get everything in and allow more people the opportunity to be there and be a part of it live and in person and be a part of the grandeur.
I really like the idea of WrestleMania feeling special. I mean, I do miss arena WrestleManias, but at the same time, we get all the other arena PLEs. So a stadium show, a dome show, the granddaddy of them all, the spectacle of the production really lends itself to WrestleMania. Of course, I guess maybe this is the end of the arena WrestleManias. I mean, I know you guys did 20, and that was, but really more because it was the Garden, I'm sure. But I mean, I think this is sort of the end of an era here in some way, right? WrestleMania 2000.
Yeah, it is. We went back and forth. We did a few more arenas after that, but again, when you look at what people began to expect, and WrestleMania became that destination, that became a time for families to go on vacation, and let's take our vacation around WrestleMania. It offered an opportunity to, go to markets that had more to do, like Orlando, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, places like that, where there's something else to do. And then it grew into the week-long whole experience where you had, the fan experience, you had the Hall of Fame, you had NXT, you have WrestleMania, and grew to 2 days. And it's a destination, man. It's an event. It's something that you plan for all year long. And whether it's you and your buddies getting together and going on a trip, or you taking your family out to go and be a part of WrestleMania.
Well, I'm excited for us to talk about how we got to WrestleMania 2000, because it was a different type of WrestleMania. Let's start with the prior month. No Way Out 2000 We're just a month removed from a phenomenal, unbelievable match between Cactus Jack and Triple H at the Royal Rumble in 2000. And we follow it up with No Way Out 2000. And this is a career on the line Hell in a Cell. So it's Triple H and Cactus inside the Hell in a Cell, the match that maybe Cactus put on the map. He's going to go through the thing, land in the ring, a little more planned than what we had the first time around. But that's supposed to be it. Foley is losing. He's lost his career. He's walking up the ramp, tearfully looking back down the aisle, and the show goes off the air. And that's it. Mick Foley's career is over. Who would have thought less than 2 months later he'd be in the main event of WrestleMania? Clearly, that was not the plan, Bruce. I mean, talk me through just how all of that got unwound so quickly.
I think it was just simply the story. And Mick, at the time, hey, things change. We all understand that. And we understand that when you're in the moment, how you can do and say things that are not necessarily reflective of what you really want, but you think you want it. And you've heard me say many, many times, dude, I'm done with the business. I'm never going back. I'm not going to do it. I have no desire to do it. But I really did. And I did make it back. But I truly thought in the moment that never was never.
Right.
I think that Mick, when Mick, quote, retired and went away, that was it. Mick even said, I'm not going to be like Terry Funk and retire and come back. When I'm retired, I'm done. And that just didn't turn out to be the case. So it was, I can't really give you a reason. It kind of turned into this hodgepodge of.
Is it because Austin's out? Are you looking for more star power because Austin?
I would have to say yes. I think that you're looking to, as Hulk used to say, stack the deck, brother, and really, stack the deck of the main event. So more was more. As I told you earlier, this to me was a time we were in transition of creative, in that Russo had left and we had a new kind of a creative team, and it was a little bit scattered, but it wasn't. Look, you didn't have the same tools. Like you said, we lost Steve, and Steve was not a big part of this. So that was something that we had to battle with, something that we had to create new stars and create new stories. And I'm of the mindset that to do that, then you've got to create them. You can't just mask it by throwing in more. And in my opinion, I think that's kind of what we did, is we tried to mask it by saying, but look at look at this huge attraction with all of these stars in it, and that would make it better. In my humble opinion, I don't think it did make it better. I think that it made it more convoluted.